CASA has been coming down. For a bank of your size, CASA should be much more than what it is now actually.
So CASA is a problem with the industry as a whole. It's not just for Union Bank of India. And if you look at the CASA numbers for the bank, historically we were at 33 to 34%, and we have been maintaining that level. The bank has done a lot of things for increasing the CASA. Like what we have seen is the ETP was the customer base of the ETP was never looked into. So those are the areas that we have looked into that. And I also told you in the very beginning that about 25 to 30 lakh of accounts is what we are opening on regularly in a year, and we are focusing more on increasing our premier customer base. We are also looking at increasing the number of branches to unbanked and other centers where we will get better CASA. So those are the things that we are also looking at. We are looking at increasing the stickiness of the customers so that they remain with you and they bank with you. There are lot many steps that the bank is taking to maintain the CASA ratio first of all, and to increase the CASA ratio also.
You said that you have allowed some bulk deposits to let go actually.
Yes.
Okay. Can you indicate how much of
almost 30,000 crores I did.
In this quarter?
Yes.
And branch, you said 146 you have already opened. So what is the game plan for this?
We are wanting to open about 220 branches actually. So that was the plan for the year. We opened 146. We will see how soon we can open the remaining branches also.
How about next year?
Next year plan is not yet ready. We will indicate to you by when we come for the March results.
So is there any particular, so when you said you let go of certain bulk deposits and that led to a consequential effect on your loan growth, are there any specific sectors where you have looked to deliberately trim down growth within the loan side?
No.
Or it's across the board?
It is across the board.
And so,
it is on the rates only. Which loans is having a very low yielding, they are letting it go.
And any plans for fundraising immediate on the debt side?
Debt side, no. We are not. Anything you have?
We've announced to the exchange that in the next board meeting, which is on Wednesday, tomorrow, we're looking at raising infrastructure bonds and green bonds.
Any amount?
No, we
No.
have an amount in
Only
mind,
after
but,
the board tomorrow we will be able to tell you.
We have
Infrastructure and green.
Yeah, infrastructure and green both we will be taking up. So it will be decided in the board meeting tomorrow. So we could probably give you the numbers later.
You have raised how much in the infra bonds in this?
Nothing. As on date, nothing.
And this raising will be for this year only?
Let us see tomorrow. Let us see.
You see the interest rates in the market softening because of the series of steps that you have taken, which will make your cost of probable fundraise less costly.
This is not only the interest part. There is a lot of incentivization that needs to come in. That is what we spoke to yesterday about this. So there are a lot many things which will help us in the interest rates coming down, or whatever is the interest rate. There are so many factors to it. Now, who wants to buy those bonds? Like infrastructure and green bonds are really something that every one of us have to look at. There are lot many factors rather than just the interest rate. The ratings of the bank has also gone up. Many of the rating agencies have given us almost a AAA rating. There are many factors which has helped us giving us a good interest rate on the infrastructure and the green bonds.
How big is your green financing portfolio?
ESG.
Yeah.
Under that we have got about 24,000 crores. That's the financing we have done to the ESG. 27,000 crores. Sorry, 27,000 crores is what we have given to the this segment, renewable, and to green vehicles, to EV, many things that we have done. Now that we have also come out with a product for green housing that is yet to pick off in a very big way, but we have a product even for green home.
This portfolio has been built up over what period now?
Could be about 4 years period.
And what is the outlook like? Going ahead, how big?
We are getting lot many projects on actually renewables. Renewables we are getting a good numbers. EVs we are getting.
Are price competitive? I mean,
They are.
grateful.
They are. They are quite competitive. We are giving it, as I told you, whether if it is MCLR lending, we are going ahead and doing it.
Do you see further room for the MCLRs to move up? Because that was the only link, because EBLR is definitely out. Given the situation of the.
That is ALCO to decide, it is basing on various factors.
Alcohol will take severe decision. I am asking in terms of the direction.
Yeah. Our
So if
risk,
you look at the factor of MCLR, one big component is the cost of deposit, which goes behind this calculation. So this also depends upon how cost of deposit moves. So if it remains flat, then obviously there is no possibility of increasing MCLR. But if cost of deposit increases, then yes, MCLR may
Whatever
increase.
that, assuming that 9 months there has been, so there is a lead and lag effect. So whatever the lag that you have.
That has been passed.
it
That has been passed.
Yeah, it has been
That
passed.
has been
on.
passed.
Yes,
It
it's
is not
completely.
that-
Whatever happens in future, only
I
that
think
will be
in June quarter itself, the lag was taken care of.
Ma'am, just one more question. RBI has been cautioning about mule accounts, so has the bank taken any steps in that direction?
See, the RBI Innovation Hub has already come out with something called the Mule Hunter, and many of the banks are participating in that. In fact, we have a separate tool within the bank also called the Operation Vajra, we call it, where we are being able to take care of the mule accounts in our own little way. But with the RBI's Innovation Hub coming out with this project now, so we will be taking up. We have also signed up for that, and we hope that in a very in a near distance we will be able to put in place those things.
Overall, from a cybersecurity point of view, have you increased spending on IT and by how much?
Yeah, so continuously we are spending on the overall IT, including the cybersecurity component. So, for example, this year our overall budget is around 1,400 crores. Last year also we have spent around 1,000 crores, and this is a continuous upgrade of the entire technology system.
I had a question. There's a lot of market commentary that the large corporates, say private and public sector both, they are now having the capability of raising funds offshore as well. So, how are you viewing this entire, shift in strategy for the corporates, and how do you think that will affect the corporate loan book profile of the bank?
See, that is there, always a AA or AAA rated companies will have the capacity to raise the funds abroad, and it is being done on a regular basis. But they also will be looking at the rupee volatility vis-a-vis dollar. Those things also will be factored into account. So whenever we are competitive to the overall rate after the hedging, automatically the market will be there for us. Only thing is the capital spending has to happen. If it started happening, then just go.
Also, just a follow-up on the liquidity measures that were announced yesterday. Do you think that is enough, or do you think that there has to be something more that the RBI needs to announce it? Yeah.
See, first of all, what we feel is the demand should pick up for corporate finance. Yes, we are having lot of demand on the retail segment. That's quite good enough. But even in the corporate sector, it's coming with a pricing part of it. That's a price that lesser pricing is what you have to pay for if you want to look at corporate. So as of now, the RBI must have done its homework and then only come out with its, the numbers for yesterday's liquidity numbers that they have come. We'll just have to wait and watch, how the demand is going to pick up now that the budget is going to come up. Don't ask me what is the budget going to be. So I'll tell you whatever is the budget coming up. After that, what is the kind of growth numbers that the economy will be looking at. Based on that, we'll see that the RBI also will come up with some more measures, we hope.
And how do you expect that to impact the credit growth, or you see some pickup?
Credit pickup, is nothing to do with the liquidity stance of the RBI. It only is, I told you, we are looking at the pricing and the rating. If the rating is good and the pricing is good, we go ahead and do the product. So, but there's nothing to do with the liquidity. So, I can also, there's enough of liquidity in the market as of now for the growth that all of us are looking at. And we'll just wait and watch. for another week, and then we will know what's going to happen. Thank you.
Ma'am, there is a lot of money coming into IPOs actually.
Yes.
Okay. So just want to understand how your bank is doing on that front, whether you are also giving some kind of IPO financing, supporting this kind of.
No,
I think we are not.
we don't.
We don't
So-
do any IPO financing.
Ma'am, the bank has a green deposit as well. So how do you see the traction of that on that?
Green deposit. We have a very small
Yeah,
book.
we have it, but there's not.
Very
much.
small book, no, on green deposit.
Yeah, we have a small book.
How small?
Very small. So we are
Oh,
trying
I
to
don't
build
have
on
the
that.
numbers with me right now.
So
I'll just give you. I'll just give you the data later. Okay.
So what needs to be done? You know, because RBI has introduced this green deposit concept. So what do you think needs to be done to actually popularize this product actually?
There's a lot of discussions. One is, of course, the interest rate, and then how this green will reduce. It will show very good on the books. Whoever buys the green deposit will show good on their books. And plus, there are a lot of incentivization that needs to come up. Nobody will just buy the green bond. First is, of course, the pricing that you are giving on this green deposit. That will help us and grow. And the appetite of the bank also to really raise these funds, and for what purpose that you want to raise these funds. So you should have both of them very clear with us, and then only we can go ahead and do this.
Pricing needs to be much more market.
It should be. Will be a market driven kind of numbers.
So the pricing should be lower than the normal deposit?
That is how it is usually. It is always little lower than the current market pricing.
It should become flexible. This is what it is.
Yes.
Ma'am, within credit to NBFCs and HFCs, you increase allocation to private NBFCs this quarter. Is that a deliberate strategy?
No, we have what we have is a approved policy for going up to NBFC for a certain amount, and within which we have got for public and the private. So that stands. That number stands. We have not made any changes to those numbers actually.
And co-lending, how big is your portfolio?
Co-lending is a very small portfolio of about 500 crores.
Why, ma'am, your bank is such a big bank, can't
See,
you
we actually did not have the technology in place, so now we have onboarded 2 fintechs, and we will be going in an aggressive manner in co-lending also.
How many partnership?
We have tied up with almost 11 partners.
Is there any concession or limit in that?
In co-lending. No, co-lending, what happens is, both the parties come together and, say this is the interest rate that we will be looking at. It is depending on the kind of dialogue that both of us have, and based on that the interest rate is fixed.
Ma'am, if there is a rate cut on top of this liquidity injection measure, how will it help your bank?
I don't have to, take bulk deposits, of course. It eases my liquidity. I will not go for bulk deposit. My growth numbers will look very good in that stance. Only thing is, the pricing is what again I have to look at. I can lend. I told you I have totally about 75,000 crores of book available for lending, and we can look at a little more aggressively in lending that portfolio.
What is currently SLR and excess SLR that you have?
About 50,000 crores.
Ma'am, if the rate cut is done, okay, so will the loans that have already been sanctioned, will they not come back to you saying that there's a rate cut and why don't you price it?
This will immediately transcend in the EBLR book actually, but not in the MCLR book. MCLR book will come with a lag. Whenever you are reviewing or renewing that book, that will come back with a lag only after a year or so. So almost my book is 50-50% between the EBLR and the MCLR. So that is how it will be.
Okay, so thank you. If there are no further questions, we end our press conference here. Thank you for always coming here and supporting us. Thank you.